What is up, guys? Welcome back to Jersey Nick Moto. And as you can see, this ain't Lola, this ain't Roxy. We are test riding a 2021 Pan America Special, Harley Davidson Pan America Special with the new Revolution Max 1250 engine. It's their new adventure bikes. They had a little demo going on down here in Lakewood. And you know me, I usually don't do test rides, but I figured I'd give this a shot. Especially because we've been talking a lot on this channel about the direction that Harley is going in. And there's been a lot of hype about this bike, a lot of positive feedback. So I said, hey, let's go take advantage of this test ride today. Now, if you just stumbled upon my channel, oh, that's nice. If you just stumbled upon my channel, let me give you a little background. I'm your traditional Harley guy. Never ridden an adventure bike. Hell, I've never ridden a dirt bike. I've owned Sportsters, Dynas, Road Glides. This is all very new to me. So I can't compare it to another adventure bike. I'm not doing any off-road stuff today. But what I can do is I can give you a short guy's perspective. I am about 5'8" tall on a good day. This is the Special. So it has the adaptive ride height, and I have the stock seat in the lowest position. And I will tell you, at 5'8", I can flat foot this bike when I come to a stop. And that's the main thing I was worried about. But it's actually, it seems pretty easy to ride. Now, I must say, this Revolution Max engine likes to rev. It is definitely not like riding my twin cam or my Evo. I will say, based on the type of bikes I ride, it's a little weird getting used to having my feet almost behind me in this sitting position. But it doesn't seem uncomfortable. I'd like the bars a little higher, and I think there's an option to get higher risers. I think Harley makes higher risers for these just a little bit. You can easily stand up, and this isn't something I'm used to, but you can easily stand up for your off-road riding. Again, I won't be taking this off-road today. They had we had the option of picking a bike with knobby tires or street tires, and since I've never ridden with knobbies, I chose the street tires. And again, I'm at a light right now, and I am flat-footed at 5'8". So that to me, that's a big thing, because these adventure bikes are tall. That's what I was worried about. But this adaptive ride height, you don't even feel it drop, but you know it does, because I can get my feet flat on the ground. I think that's probably one of the best features this bike has. It has, the windscreen is adjustable, you can move it back and forth. It has a bunch of modes. The off-road modes are locked out. I have it in highway mode right now. I think I can only use highway and rain and maybe sport. I don't know. They let us take these out by ourselves. I've got a bunch of people behind me. I have to look for arrows and follow arrows. I thought that's pretty cool that they just let us take these bikes and run with them. I don't know how I became the leader. They should know. They should know. Everybody behind me should know they've made a grave mistake having me lead the pack. This is supposed to turn into, I believe, about a half-hour, 25-minute tour following the arrows, and God, I hope I don't miss any. I don't know why I'm in front. I will say the bike is very maneuverable. For a bike of this type, I think it's comfortable. I said, besides the bars being a little low for me. And man, this engine, it just seems like it comes alive, whatever gear you're in. Let's see if we could put it in sport mode. He said you could switch modes while you're riding. This little button here, sport. I don't know if we're in sport yet. He said if there's a red ring around it, it might be calculating or whatever. Yeah, there we go. Now we're in sport. It's supposed to make the throttle a little snappier. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now, you know me, I'm not a fan of the first run of new engines. You know, I talk my stuff on Milwaukee 8s all the time just because I know people that have a couple oil spitters. So, me personally, I wouldn't buy the bike the first year if I was looking to buy it. But what I like about this bike is, I think with a little practice off-road, maybe this would be like my perfect moto camping bike. I don't think I'd get rid of any of my current bikes to replace them with this, but if I had the money to add this to my fleet, I would love to pack this bike up, throw a tent on it, maybe try and hit all 48 states again with this one, put some luggage on it. I still got everybody behind me, so I'm hoping I didn't miss any arrows. Pretty easy to find neutral. Welcome to Lakewood on a Sunday morning. We're in sport mode now. Yeah, this engine's very responsive. I think no matter what mode it's in. And it's very easy to ride. Oh, here's an arrow. I'm on the right track. Oh yeah, this thing's got power. It is definitely not a Harley that I am familiar with. I'll give you that. It is a lot of fun to ride. It is hard for me to get used to finding that shifter though, and the rear brake. Just because I'm really not used to the seating position with my, feels like with my feet back and my knees pointing forward. Now, as far as appearance wise, I mean, you know, that's to each their own. I don't think it's a bad looking bike. I mean, again, I don't look at a lot of ADV bikes. I kind of like the look. I think this is real tough looking, especially the way the front is with the headlight, and it's kind of got that fixed fairing look to it in the front. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I like the way it looks. I mean, some of the stuff on here, like the grab handles in the back, they look a little cheap, like plasticky. But besides that, I don't think it's a bad looking bike. I mean, again, and that's coming from somebody that's into traditional looking Harleys, but again, like I said, I wouldn't be in a rush to trade in any of my bikes that I have for this, but if I could add it to my fleet, I would, and this would be my Moto camping bike. This would be my, I mean, I would use it for going down gravel roads and dirt roads. I wouldn't do no crazy trail riding on that, just because I've never done it. I was never into that. I don't, you know, as a almost 43-year-old dude, I wouldn't want to start doing that now. But to get off the beaten path a little bit and travel and camp, I think this bike would be pretty cool. Throw those hard bags on it, strap a tent on it, and just get out and go. I mean, I love the fact how easy you could just pop up and stand up on this thing. I mean, it really feels natural. I mean, I've done that on my road glide, but it gets a little squirrely. And by far, my two favorite things about this bike, I will tell you, is the engine. And the adapted ride height seat. That thing is just awesome. For a bike that looks this tall, and again at 5'8", I'm flat footing this thing at the light. I think that's pretty cool. I guess now this means someday I gotta try that new Sportster with this engine. That at least I would be able to give you a little more in-depth review because I'm used to Sportsters. Again, welcome to Lakewood, New Jersey on Sunday morning. We'll see how the bike handles in traffic. It actually, for a bike that looks top heavy, it feels a lot lighter than I thought it would. That's another pleasant surprise. You know, it has the linked brakes, like similar to my Road Glide, ABS, which I think when you put it in off-road mode, you could disable the ABS, at least for the rear wheel. Suspension feels good. And it rides a lot better than my Sportster does. Transmission feels good. It has that definitive click when you put it in gear, so you know you're in gear, like most of the newer Harleys do. It's smooth. I'm finally getting used to where that rear brake is. I was having trouble finding the rear brake, just because I'm not used to riding anything that's an adventure bike or a sport bike or anything like that, but now I'm kind of getting used to it. Turn signals are a little weird to me because they're both on one handlebar, not like other Harleys, and but they are self-canceling. I don't know, maybe I wasn't supposed to make that right on red because nobody followed me, but and props to Harley for letting us take these out by ourselves and not having to do like a follow the leader type thing. It's actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, this engine is nice. I could get in a ton of trouble with this bike. See, I didn't want to be a hooligan, but since they are, I'm going to follow them. Now I could even enjoy the ride more because I'm not in the lead. Oh, are we back already? That sucks. Man, this was fun. I'm glad I did this. You know, I usually don't do test rides, but this is one I'm sure glad I did. I like this bike a lot. Again, I wouldn't trade any of my bikes in for it, but if I had the money, I'd sure as hell add it to my fleet. This was a lot of fun. That was nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a nice platform.
It is really, it's a nice addition to their lineup.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Alright guys, so we're back on a Lola, my road glide headed home. I hope you enjoyed that little review. Again, I really couldn't give you a review from an adventure rider's perspective. It was kind of the perspective of a shorter classic Harley guide. I will say, like I said, we've debated a lot of times about Harley going back to their roots or going ahead with technology, and I will say that that bike is pretty damn cool. That engine is impressive. It's got a lot of power to it. It's snappy. It likes to rev. I mean, it's not like my old twin cam here. I actually like the bike a lot. Like I said a couple times, would I trade one of my bikes in for that bike? No, but if I had the money and could add that to the fleet, that would be my perfect moto camping bike. I think I'd be able to do a lot of traveling on it. It'd be different than traveling on a bagger like this, but even at 43 years old, I think I'd be able to do all 48 states on that bike again. That's how comfortable I thought it was. So I liked it a lot. Like I said, the engine, the adaptive ride height, that was the best part of it for me. The foot controls, I mean, it's an adventure bike. I'm not used to that. That's something I'd have to get used to. I really didn't like that, but again, that's the type of bike that is. I'd like the handlebars a little higher. Some of the components looked a little plastic and cheap, but you know, what are you gonna do? I guess that keeps the price down. If you just stumbled upon this video and just found my channel now because of the test ride, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I have a lot of motorcycle content, road trips, events, anything to do with a motorcycle. So hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot. Don't forget to like and comment and share the videos. So thanks again for watching Jersey Nick Moto. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Keep your head on a swivel out there. Later.